Hey guys, my name is RyanCentral and welcome to HitScan. Today we have more information about the YORU rework, so let's get straight into it. First and foremost, it is a work in progress. A lot of this stuff is likely to change, I would say, but we have some gameplay as well as more information on how 3 of the 4 abilities are looking to change. First of all, his Q ability, Blindside, his Flash, no changes at all, so that's worth highlighting real quick. The ability that we already knew a little bit about was Gatecrash, where the YORU rework is going to lower the range at which the enemies can see and hear the tether that is thrown out. The travel speed is 20% faster, and YORU can now activate the Gatecrash tether, as the devs call it, to trigger a fake teleport, playing the same audio and visuals as if he was teleporting, where in actual fact he doesn't go anywhere. All of this is the same, but as an addition, the devs have added in a little puddle effect every time YORU does a fake teleport. The devs go into a bit more detail here, saying that the goal of the fake teleport is to create confusion and misdirections about YORU's location, but the enemy should be able to go and check where the fake teleport occurred and then understand whether it's the real YORU or not. For example, as an enemy, you might check B long, for example, on bind, check it, you hear the gate crash, you see the fake teleport, you see the puddle, you know that the YORU is not teleported. But of course there is risk to that. If you're pushing down B long to check it, obviously somebody could just peek out and kill you. So I really like the mind games that can happen here, and I really like that there is a little bit of counterplay to stopping it. The big changes come to Fakeout, so I'll be as quick as possible with this. As you're seeing, instead of just the footsteps mimicking the sound of YORU, a now full copy of YORU runs forwards. There's a lot of stuff here to break down, so I'll do it bit by bit. First and foremost, if your teammate or you as the YORU use this ability, it will appear as blue and it will look like this. Very easy to tell that it is a copy. However, from an enemy perspective, it looks like this. It looks like a normal enemy YORU, so it is obviously a little bit harder to tell. Obviously, if it's just running straight forward in a line, you should be able to tell if it's a fake out or not. However, as you might have spotted, if you kill or shoot this enemy YORU, it will turn towards you and flash you in a cone, which is pretty mental. It's definitely one of those things that has left more questions than answers. The whole article's in the description, but it doesn't really go into too much more detail, just sort of explain some of the concept art that they came up with. But I am curious in some of the following. How much is the ability going to cost now? For example, it's only one charge if you're seeing in the bottom left. Is it going to be more or less expensive? Secondly, can it flash your teammates? Is there a drop-off range on how far the enemy has to be further back to be flashed by the YORU? As you can see from the cone, it looks pretty massive. Also, say for example, the enemy YORU, you can see them on the map because you can physically see them. If this YORU that we're watching is further back, when the fake out gets activated, will it give minimap information that there is a YORU there? Does it give any information at all? Another thing as well with the old fake out is that you could place them down in a position and then reactivate them on the other side of the map. Can you do that with this version of fake out? There's a lot of stuff that still remains unanswered, but I really like the direction that this is looking, and frankly, at this point, YORU is looking broken, let's be honest. Now we get onto the ultimate dimensional drift, and I'm just going to let the gameplay speak for itself, and you could realize what it does, because frankly, it's absurd. So the obvious things here is that you can use all of your abilities whilst in the ultimate. The nearsightedness has been removed. You could see everything pretty much that you could normally. And also, if you paid attention towards the end, the unequipped time is a little bit more increased, meaning that it takes a little bit longer for you to get your gun out once your ultimate is finished. The devs go over some of the other information that wasn't obvious from the gameplay. For example, this is a big one. YORU is no longer revealed to enemies if they're nearby. You know the whole, if YORU runs up to an enemy vicinity, you see the blue ghost of him running around if you're within range? That's no longer a thing. You will never see YORU in his ultimate anymore. However, enemies can hear all of YORU's footsteps, so they would be able to get a gauge on where he stood, but if he stood right next to you, you won't hear him. The devs have also added a cast delay when you start casting Dimensional Drift, meaning that you are a little bit more vulnerable for a few more frames whilst you're casting it. Meaning that you can't just get out of jail free if you start to take damage and be like, oh shit, gonna use my ultimate to get out. You can still die, and I would imagine you'd lose that ultimate as well if you're mid-cast. The devs go over a lot of the end game when it comes to YORU, certainly around his ultimate, so incoming wall of text. When looking at updating YORU's ultimate, we wanted to fix some of the unintended play patterns that have shown up in game. Instead, we want to give YORU the tools to gain ground on enemies using stealth and initiate for the rest of his team to follow. With any luck, no doubt. The new unequipped time is meant to hinder the combo of blasting shorties right as you become visible again, which I'm very thankful for. and the added delay of his invulnerability whilst ulting stops Yoru from relying too much on running around with his mask in his hand and jamming it on at the first sight of danger. Yoru can now see the battlefield unhindered, allowing him to enter enemy zones, take in the state of the map, and mastermind the play, based around Yoru's changes that allow abilities during his ult. Imagine a Yoru that can send teleporters into new places, deep behind enemy lines, place flashes to move enemies off angles for his team, and possibly land the perfect blind to mask his D-stealth and claim a frag. We think this update unlocks a lot of new possibilities for drifting Yoru and hope that it helps bring some of his fantasy of a stealth infiltrator to life. That's all we got for now. We're going to dive back into working on the sneaky boy now so we can get these changes out to you ASAP. So again, there's potentially more changes coming in, and I'd hazard a guess that this isn't coming in for the next patch, even though the dev said roughly that might be the case. I'm quite happy to wait for the Yoru changes coming in for Act 2. Yoru would effectively feel like one. I don't want this video to be too long because I know people can complain, but I genuinely think that Yoru would be replacing agents like Jet for the majority of pro teams. I think he would be the best duelist in the game, and the only reason why he isn't now is because Jet is such a prominent pick. I would be happy to not nerf Jet if this version of Yoru comes into the game. If they nerf Jet and bring Yoru in at this level, I think we're in a Yoru meta. That's all I'll really say on it for now. Obviously, it's a work in progress. More stuff is likely to change. But let me know what you think of the new gameplay, how it looks. Which ability do you like the way that new Fakeout looks? There's a lot of questions that remain unanswered, so I'm excited to see that. But yeah, thanks for watching. Take care, like and subscribe, all that jazz, and see you soon. Bye.